is the number one in taking decisions. We called on him while he was away in France to take the issues of security affecting communities, especially in the North Central, very seriously. And coming back to meet with the communities, with the chiefs, service chiefs, and giving them marching order. It's not the first time we are hearing marching orders of that kind. Maybe the terminology is changed. Asking them to go for new strategies is not the first time. Kinetic and non-kinetic approaches, advanced approaches. We have talked about the investment in ICT, in technology. What is the Nigerian government doing? I was trying to say yesterday that somewhere around the airport road, I know the military has a military space center close to the Nigerian Space Center, close to the Nigerian Communication Nigicom Sat office. And what have they been doing in the earth surveillance, earth sensing? They call it earth sensing, and the surveillance in the air surveillance, and the satellite images. What do we do with it? And at times they'll tell you that where these criminals are, there are civilian casualties there. There are civilians there. They're using them as shield, and so they can't strike and they can't hit. If they hit their target to affect civilians, and so their hands are also tied in that regard. But there are several means they can do this. They can approach the security issues. We have talked about the community-based management committees. Like in the school setting, you have the school-based management committees where you have the principal, the head teacher, the community leader, the religious leaders, the various traditional groups coming together to ensure that the school is maintained, the school has everything it needs. So can that strategy be applied in community level? And you know, Amechi, it's a very confusing situation the Nigerian security apparatus have found themselves. I'm sure very well they've implemented new strategies, even from NIPS. I know
are the strategies new? I know they keep implementing those strategies.
I know NIPS have been doing several research. Nigerian Institute of Public NIPS in Kuru near Jos. They've done several researches.
Institute of Policy and
Strategic Studies. Yes, I know they've done several researches, several developed researches and research on how Nigeria can tackle its insecurity, and the military as well. We have a military university to start with. We have a police university in Kano. We have several institutions of the military who they do research daily on how you can reduce this insecurity. What is not getting out of is not subsiding. Okay. So I think the president's marching order is in place. I commend him for even speaking up in that regard. And also, but one other thing they will tell you, we don't have funding, and they will ask the funding that has been released in the past. Have you audited it? Have you seen how it was used? We need to see results with the money budgeted. I think 2025 budget, the security has over 3 trillion for their budget. So I think they should let us see what they are doing with the funding given to them at the moment.
Kula, there were new strategies, the president says.
Yes, a new strategy. Good morning. First, Amici, good morning to Abulo Semuavu and, of course, to all our listeners out there. It's another marching order by the president, the commander-in-chief, to the security agencies. I know it takes a very long time to fight insurgency, to fight terrorism. But I must first commend the president for issuing marching orders. It is the right thing to do given the circumstances. What I have a problem with is the timing. The president was out of the country while the killings went on in Plateau, in Benue, and other parts of the country. That meeting that held yesterday could have held virtually. And those same marching orders could have been given much earlier. You recall I was talking about...
The vice president could have held that meeting with them weeks back.
No, the vice president is not the commander-in-chief. The vice president is not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
I thought he said he will be in charge of defense when they win that election.
I'm not sure that can happen. It's unconstitutional for us to even talk about that. It's unconstitutional.
The president can mandate him to hold that meeting. The president can mandate the vice president to do anything on his behalf.
The president can delegate to him.
Yes.
But I think that while the president was in France, a video conference, a secure video conference could have held.
Yeah, sure.
And this same marching orders given before the number of lives lost got to this level. The death toll is too much. It is too much. One more Nigerian life lost at the hands of these mindless killers is one too many for me. And that's for Kunle Adewale. So I think that while it's a step in the right direction, while it's the right thing to do, I think it is coming several days too late, several days after it should really have happened. But having said that,
better late than never.
Well, having said that, better late than never, like you said, I'd like to ask that all those who have been given their marching orders do not treat this the same way other marching orders in previous times have been treated, because we haven't really seen too much of the effect of these marching orders. Some time ago, the IGP was asked to relocate to the same Plateau state. What happened? Did he go under the Buhari administration? Did he go there?
He was asked to relocate to Benue State.
Did he go? Did he go? If he didn't go, what was done? You see, we must understand clearly that what we are seeing is that the insecurity we saw in the last 15 years is morphing into something else. And because there has not been adequate treatment of the issues, people are getting bolder. They're emboldened. And that's why you have the mindless criminality that's spreading all over the place. You have kidnappers here, you have bandits there, you have Mahmuda. New ones are cropping up, like Kurawa, Mahmuda. It means that there's something we're not doing that we ought to do.
Someone will say that the government don't have political will. But look, let's dissect what the Niger State governor has done. And I listened to him yesterday. He was saying,
by the way, he has said those with dreadlocks can come in. Yes. He has realized the limits of his powers and pronouncements.
You know, as I said yesterday, it was out of anger. Probably he made those pronouncements. And when such pronouncements are made, definitely some feathers will be tampered with. And if the governor has taken that step, he said, bring down any house that there's a bomb, there's gun, and what have you. Now he's trying to show the people that he's the chief security officer of the state. And what we expect is that you should have the collaboration of security agencies, because I know, Amici, you have moles in some places where the governor can shout from now till tomorrow, and they'll tell him, don't worry, just be shouting, we'll do what we have to do. It's a very dicey situation, as I said earlier. I think the governors should sit up and know that this is no longer a joke. Kunle Adewale has nailed it. It's no longer a joke. We are no longer joking. We are sitting on it's a ticking time bomb. And if we don't take it very carefully, Amici, I don't know if the next election will hold. I don't know.
Well, it will hold. We have an election even in worse situations. But the issue is that as they left that meeting, I wonder what will be going on in their minds, and I wonder what the president has put in place. Just dishing out the marching order, does it end there? It shouldn't. I felt there should be timelines and deliverables.
He gave a 30-day timeline. There's a 30-day timeline.
24,
yes, to end the insurgency.
Or else.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. Ellipsis. Now, Amici.
No.
Kunle talked about.
If he gives a 30-day timeline, I then presuppose that there are deliverables. There are mini timelines. In 1 week, I want to see on my desk executive summary.
What are the KPIs?
Yes, the new strategies you are adopting, the steps you are going to take. By next week, second week, I intend to see deployment. By third week, I tend to see reduction, and by final week, I hope to see reports. And I hope the president, perhaps he will not do it because of political exigencies, will tell them this is tied to your continued stay in office. To me, that will be the only thing that will wake them up. And when they get back, for instance, the chief of army staff, If they say, what's the name of that new?
When was the last time you saw anybody fired for incompetence?
That's why they always
the
sit
question.
back.
Let's help
we're
out.
taxing the president.
When was the last time you saw that?
Let's
That's
help
why
out.
we are taxing the president.
Let's help out. Let's see.
Bring up those issues. Don't just dish them out and they walk away. And we see some of them, their tenures being extended or being given elongated. You don't want the problem to end. You must come up with those. Because at the end of the day, you are the ones that will be evaluated in 2027 when Nigerians will vote. You're the ones Nigerians will evaluate. So you have an opportunity to evaluate those that are helping you in discharge of your money. And if you don't do it rightly, Nigerians may want to do it rightly.
Amechi, let's see what we can say about new strategies, for example. Kula only reeled out several other criminalities going on: kidnapping, cultism, gang clash, insurgency, banditry, new terrorist group coming up. Now, in the past, we talked about, are we looking at new strategies of hiring foreign mercenaries? Are we looking at new strategies of acquiring more armory? Are we looking at new strategies of negotiating with the criminals? Are we looking at what exactly should you be looking at?
I don't think we've gotten to the point where we should be looking at mercenaries. I don't think so.
It could be Jonathan used them.
I don't think we've gotten to that point quite yet. I think what we need to do, I talked about it, was it yesterday? I talked about it last week. I'm going to say it again. We need to deploy more of technology. And we've been talking about this since 2014, when terrorism really became rampant in Nigeria.
The Eagle Square, 2010, the Eagle Square bomb blast.
I'm even talking about the bombing at
Nyanya, yes.
I mean, since 2010, 2009, 2010, when terrorism hit Nigeria, we've been talking about the fact that we need to do a lot more about intel, and we need to deploy technology. It's not just about boots on the ground. That you've also talked about non-kinetic approaches to dealing with this thing. And it is something that we must continually pursue on a daily basis. We shouldn't